Lee's here at Bowman Library in our teen section with a whole new teen book spotlight. So our theme for this week, to go along with our Tales and Tales summer reading journey, is Tales About Others. We're taking a look at books in which our main character or characters, they have relationships with people around them, family, siblings, friends, classmates, neighbors, whatever you can think of, that end up impacting and shaping them throughout the whole story. So we have 6 of these we're going to take a look at. So let's get started. Our first one is Piper Parish. So Piper Parish is a high school senior who loves art, and she has this plan with her 2 best friends, Kit and Enzo. Enzo's also her boyfriend, and they're going to graduate school and they're going to move together from their Texas town to go to New York City to go to school for art. But that's going to be easier said than done as life starts to get in the way, and you will be along with Piper for her journey during her senior year as she gets accepted to art school, but others do not. Her boyfriend dumps her in spectacular style as he comes out as gay. Her angry and difficult older sister announces that she's pregnant, and there are lifelong choices that are going to need to be made. If you love a good realistic book told in diary format and is filled with art and art references, make sure to check this one out. Piper Parish. The Brave by James Bird. So Colin has OCD, which has not led to an easy school life or an easy home life. When Colin has an outburst at school, it's the last straw. His father decides that he needs a break and he's going to send him to live with his estranged mother, who lives in Minnesota on a reservation with the Ojibwe community. When he gets there, though, he has no idea what to expect. I mean, he's hardly spent any time with his mother, but Colin kind of finds himself being accepted by others, even with all his quirks. And he's learning about Native customs and his heritage. And then he makes a new friend in a girl named Orinda who lives next door. As Colin starts to learn more and explore more about himself, and he finds this strength that he never knew he had, he learns a secret about Orinda, which changes everything, and now he has a new mission and goal. He needs to be the strength that Orinda needs in order to live the life she wants to. This amazing coming-of-age story is all about feeling and being comfortable with who you really are and not what people are telling you you're supposed to be. If you want a tearjerker, this is The Brave. Again by E. Lockhart. And if you've read some of E. Lockhart's most recent stuff, this one is completely different. I can promise you that. So Adelaide Bouchwell finds herself in the summer between her junior and senior year. And her junior year was a disaster, which ended with her being on academic probation, breaking up with her boyfriend, and being separated from her mother and brother while he is dealing with some addiction issues. When she meets a cute guy named Jack at the dog park, though, the story splits into these 2 different worlds where you as the reader get to see the progression and outcomes based on different choices and scenario Adelaide makes and finds herself in. More than just your typical romance, this is filled with family and trying to figure out what one really wants in life and who defines what happiness is. If you like a good realistic book, complete with an intricate plot, and I will tell you on this one, the plot, it's pretty intricate, this one will not disappoint. Again. The Bridge by Bill Konigsberg. So Tilly and Aaron have never met before, but their paths cross when they are both on the George Washington Bridge at the same exact time, contemplating ending both of their lives by jumping. They each have their own personal reasons for being there, and they find themselves all of a sudden staring with each other at 4 different possibilities and endings. One in which Aaron jumps but Tilly doesn't, one that Tilly jumps, Aaron doesn't, one that they both jump, and one that they don't jump. So Aaron and Tilly, 2 strangers, they end up making a great and immediate impact in each other's lives. This is told in the 3rd person, and you will get to see how every scenario plays out and how it impacts not only the individual, as in Tilly and Aaron, but also the people around them as well. You as the reader will be left figuring out what really happens in the story. But please be aware that this book makes frequent and raw discussions of topics such as suicide, depression, bullying, but it is a very eye-opening and heart-wrenching story, The Bridge. If these wings could fly. So at the beginning of her senior year, Layton is trying to look to the future, and her goal is to earn a spot at NYU. But she also needs to keep focused in her reality, because her house is one that is filled with domestic abuse that comes at the hand of her rageful father. She's living in constant fear, and she knows that she cannot tell anyone what is going on with her family. When she starts to fall in love with Liam, who's a football player growing up black in her mostly white community, and he has his own struggles, she starts to wonder if she can look to the future and what it would actually really be like to escape this town and situation she's in. A frank look at how it is to grow up in a home where you don't want to be there and you don't feel safe. You will be moved in this book, which is mostly realistic, but there is a touch of some magical realism in there. Please be aware that there are scenes of domestic violence, but it will put you in the shoes of someone else and will open some windows to what other people might be struggling with if these wings could fly. And our last one is All Three Stooges. So Noah and Dash are best friends. They love comedy, and Noah finds himself spending as much time as he can at Dash's house. And he even sees Dash's father, Gil, almost like he's his dad as well. When Gil commits suicide, though, out of the blue, Dash does not know how to deal with this event that his father, his father's no longer there, and he retreats into himself. And Noah does not understand why everything has changed. He's trying to cope with it in his own ways as well. Noah then decides he's going to try to make an effort to reconnect with his best friend, but that just leads to him making one bad decision after the other, which not only impacts his relationship with Dash, but also with his family and his standing in their Jewish community. A look at friendship filled from the whole range of emotions. This book is not for the faint of heart when it comes to dealing with realistic issues, but it also does come with some humor, so there are some laugh out loud moments and some cringeworthy ones in there as well. All Three Stooges. So these are just 6 of the books that we have here at the library that deal with tales about others, that our main characters are impacted by the people that surround them and help make them who they are, for better or for worse in some cases. But I encourage you to come on out. Check out one of these, or we can help you find that perfect Tales About Other book that you might be wanting to read. I hope you tune back next week when we have a whole new teen book spotlight, and I hope you have a great week.